The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The Half-Assed Morning Show backtracks.
Now, some of you aren't going to want to hear this, but I got some information here on how your great-grandma's getting her done these days.
Oh, man.
All right.
Old folks at a joint called The Villages Retirement Community in Florida are supposedly tying loofahs to the tops of their cars to let people know that they're swingers.
Oh.
Loofahs. Are those shower things?
Yeah, a little spongy shower
Yeah?
thing.
Okay.
In case you're not familiar with what a loofah is, my best idea is that it's a big old scratchy sponge type of deal that old-timers use to scrape away at themselves in the shower.
Those poofy things. My wife has one.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yep, same here.
My wife, she has a Jeep, and I was not familiar with ducking of Jeeps. You guys, you know what
Yes.
I'm talking about?
My girlfriend's been ducked.
Oh, she has? All right. And I had asked her, is this a swinger thing? What's with all these ducks running around?
Good question, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a Jeep thing. And the other day at the gas station, I saw a little duck on the ground, and I knew exactly what it was for.
Beep, beep, Jeep,
Somebody.
Jeep.
Oh my God.
What was that?
What did he say?
Beep, beep, Jeep, Jeep. Adorable. So yeah, the whole ducking thing, I'd never heard of it until she got a Jeep. I knew of the wave. That's a Jeep thing. But duck, I guess that is as well. You guys, so you were all familiar with that?
Not until you told me. No, I wasn't familiar.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I'd heard you or somebody bring it up a while back.
Yeah, I think I heard about it like 3 years ago.
So back to this retirement community in Florida, and the idea is that these old-timers are tying loofahs to the tops of their cars to let people know that they are swingers. Okay? Different colored loofahs are supposed to mean different sexual things when they're hanging off of a motor vehicle, according to the story. For example, and I've got the whole code here that I'm going to let you in on. A white loofah means you're a beginner. Be gentle with us. We're beginners. Purple means you're a voyeur. You want to watch. You want to watch somebody or another get it on. Pink is something called a soft swap. Okay, I get this. A soft swap type of a swinger. You want to have sex with your partner while another couple is having sex in the same room.
So where are we at? Just taking the temperature of the room here between white, purple, and pink. Where is everyone here?
Well,
Of the three we've heard so far.
of the three we've heard so far,
Yeah. And then I'd like to know the change after we hear all of them.
I'm up for purple or pink.
So you're cool with... Forget white.
Yeah.
I want purple or pink.
Blend all those colors together. Nick's in for it.
Nice.
I'm up. Let's roll through the whole thing.
Well, see, my fear is everyone's going to forget. So of the first three...
Oh, no, good
Yeah.
call. So, I see what you mean. So who is a novice or a beginner? You've never had any kind of...
Right here. For
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably be in the white as well at this point.
Never gotten involved in this kind of a thing?
Yeah, I never have either.
Cubby?
It's been offered.
Oh, so
but
none of you have been involved in any of this kind of stuff. Okay. Blue. The lowest... this is the lowest level? Well, how can that be the lowest? Okay.
These are swingers, like full on, you're having sex with the other partner.
Blue means you're the lowest level of full swap. It says here, those who can play well with others. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by that. So you're willing to swap, but I don't know if I get that.
Well, I think this is the first time where you're exchanging partners.
Okay. Yellow, mid-level swap for those who want to have fun but are still nervous. Black, the color black, loofah. Oh, that's wide open. Let it all happen. We don't care what you do. I'll do this with her. You do that with him. They're wide open. Teal is bisexual. All right.
I put you at a black, Nick, if I had to guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Let her buck.
You get her, I'll get her, and her. Then you can take her and her.
No, I'm not shy.
And then give me her, and her back.
Now, not everyone's convinced that this is a real thing. Seniors are tying loofahs to their cars in this old folks community, but there's another explanation that's innocent. Now, someone who works at this old folks' home, he or she said it doesn't mean they're swingers. It just helps the old-timers find their car in parking lots. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
What a dumb thing to put on your antenna.
If it's not intentional.
So having a loofah on top of your motor vehicle makes it easier to find it, or that's just great-grandma's cover story. And this is the wording of the story. These are not my words. That's just great-grandma's cover story, and she really is down to clown. Has anyone ever heard?
Yes.
You've heard that before?
Yeah,
that's an
Down to
expression.
clown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing, face paint and giant shoes, but
No, yeah, that just means you're down for whatever.
Yeah, why not?
DTF
We always
is-
hear about all those, the nursing homes are going for like crazy and all the STDs, and
And hell yeah, good for them.
that's what I say. Not the STDs.
No, but yeah, the rest of it.
Yeah, do you remember when we were on those trips to
Jamaica?
Jamaica? And the resort we stayed at was a big swingers resort. What I heard when we got there is if you propped your door open, with the little door stop deal, that meant anyone is willing to come on in and do whatever they want. And son of a bitch, not that I didn't have my fun down there, but I came real close to kicking one of those doors open when I saw, I thought, whatever, let's just do it.
Let's roll the dice.
Instead, I got myself involved in an orgy where my penis came in contact with another guy's penis, but whatever.
It's one of the risks.
Yeah.
Worth it, though.
That's what the guy said to me. He said, "You knew the risks."
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Afford Anything talks about how to avoid common pitfalls, how to refine your mental models, and how to think about how to think.
If people are bringing a lot of hours to their work, there can often be a multitude of reasons for that. One might be that you over-identify with your work, which is internal, right? One might be that your bosses have a heavy expectations of you, and that's external. Another one, which is also external, might simply be that you need the money. Afford Anything, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks Edition.
I ran into some fun stories about computer whack-off sessions that went sideways.
They can do that sometimes.
You guys still sit up to the computer and masturbate quite often?
No.
No. It's more of a phone situation.
Yeah, I guess I don't really dial up on or pull it up on the laptop all that often anymore.
I worry about viruses. If I don't really watch porn, but that's what when I've got friends that'll just sit there. Like a buddy of mine he's got his own business and he's got this computer that he uses for work and masturbation. And I always think, like, aren't you worried that you're going to get some sort of virus or hacked while whacking it or something?
You know who touches themselves to porn all the time?
Who's that?
Password managers. That's just all they do all day. All day.
My boyfriend got a new an iPad through work yesterday to make his job easier. And the first thing I said, I was like, "Oh, that's good for porn.
Oh, an iPad? Sure, yeah. There you go. Bigger screen than your phone.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
refuses to use his work things for it, though. It's lame.
Oh, what a coward.
He refuses to use his work what?
His work, like computer or iPad that he has now for porn.
For porn.
It's lame.
That would be tough to bring that to the IT guy and be like,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. You might want to rub it down with the Clorox wipe before you start typing on it. But
So what I ran into here, just your classic getting caught masturbating type stories, but since we were on the topic of computers, a couple of these. Here's a kid, family computer was in the front room after school. Parents were in their room, and he says, I figured a quick stroke to relieve some teenage angst was in order.
we've all been there.
My mom came out unexpectedly, and I tried to shut it down and pull my pants up in one motion. The computer was old and slow, so it took a second for the page to close, so she definitely saw what I was watching for a brief second. I got a personal laptop for Christmas.
Win-win.
They didn't want to deal with that anymore.
No.
God dang. Is that, Josh, is that one of those parenting moments where you say to yourself, welcome to the big leagues, when you catch a child touching themselves?
Thank God never experienced something like that.
That's my child. A few years ago, he was, playing T-ball and and watching the Muppet Show and things like that. Now look at, come on with that.
I did have to tell my wife, you're going to have to be a little more careful about opening doors and, that kind of stuff. Just got to watch out for something like that.
You guys know the story of my two buddies sitting around. We were drinking beer after a beer league hockey game, and the older guy says to the younger guy, what I mean by younger guys, like 27, 28, 9, 30, whatever. The older guy was like 50, and the older guy says, "What's going on?" to the younger guy, and he says, "Well, my oldest daughter just had her first period," and the older guy says, "Welcome to the big leagues." What else happened to these people with computers? Okay, maybe you guys remember this kind of stuff. Dial-up internet.
The worst.
Okay, what was so bad about it?
At the time, it wasn't, though. Yeah, at the time, it's incredible,
right,
the
but
technology.
Looking back now, how spoiled we are now. You look back and you think about trying to get it to connect and hear the sound like...
It didn't sound like that at all, for the record.
What the hell was that? Dial-up internet. Okay, so I think I remember something or another about this. You just okay. You had to unplug the phone, right?
Yeah, that's the sound I made.
Yeah.
You unplug the phone and plug the phone cord into the computer. Isn't that how it worked?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then didn't you have to have a disc, a CD, like from AOL or something like that? You had to put in the computer.
Yep.
Jesus. And it would take forever.
Yes.
That was the pain?
It was a process,
right.
yeah.
This story talks about dial-up internet. There were extra charges for adult websites. Anyone remember how you got around that?
No, I never really looked at porn back in the dial-up internet days.
Oh, you did? Oh, you were too young for that? Or you were too afraid? Or what?
I also think that, on AOL, my parents had some type of, parental restrictions or something. It blocked websites and that kind of thing, too.
Wappa, was that your situation? All three of you over there, the young people?
No.
Yep.
What?
No, I got on.
And so how did you explain the charges? It says here extra charges for...
I never saw any extra charges.
Well,
and my parents never even said, hey, what's this website we're paying for?
All right. Well, maybe they just didn't want to embarrass you.
Maybe.
Okay.
You're racking their credit card up.
So it says here, extra charges for adult websites. Here's a kid or a guy. He's a guy now. He was a kid when he was 13. He racked up $500 in porno charges. And he had to explain that to his mama.
That's tough.
That probably wouldn't take as long as you think, I'd imagine. I mean, I don't know what a Pornhub subscription costs or anything like that, but I'd imagine you could probably rack up some charges pretty quick. But if you want to masturbate, maybe it's worth it. Right afterwards, you probably feel some shame and regret.
Yeah.
I will pay anything for an orgasm right now. Anything.
All right, now I don't want to pay anything.
I said some things. I made some choices.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You want an exciting and fast-paced podcast based on one of the most popular segments in the history of The Rich Eisen Show? Well, you got it. Overreaction Monday, hosted by me, Rich Eisen, and my compadre, Chris Brockman. And every Monday, we're going to dive into the headlines from pro and college football and overreact. Are you ready, Chris Brockman, yay or nay?
Yes, Rich. No holding back, buddy. I'm coming for you.
Absolutely what you need to hear. Overreaction Monday, every single wait for it Monday, wherever you listen.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
Caught whacking it at the family computer at age 13 by my stepdad. This is a young fella. Got caught by my stepdad. His reaction was to get super angry. He unplugged the computer and he called the real dad.
See, as a stepdad, I don't think I'd want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Oh, a 13-year-old kid was whacking it. Like, what a shock.
All right.
I have a feeling if I were a real dad, I would be pretty disconnected from my children's lives. I would be a terrible parent. If I were a stepdad, Christ, I don't even know if I'd care what their names are. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
That's just a comment on myself. I'm just saying I would be a terrible parent. As a real dad, as a stepdad, my God, I would just... So here's a kid caught by his stepdad. His stepdad got pissed, called the real dad. At one point, stepdad passes the kid the phone, and he hears his dad say, "I told him to leave you alone. From now on, whack off in your own room."
It's a great fatherly advice.
Yeah, so back to the same buddy who uses his work computer to masturbate. He just does it like in the living room, you know? I don't get that.
Who does it in the living room?
A friend of mine. Like he'll just, when nobody, you know, when people are in other parts of the house, I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'm like, I
He's
don't...
got kids running around?
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking everyone was gone when you said that he'd do it in the living room.
Oh, no.
But no.
No, not
they're
at all.
Right downstairs.
No.
Right down the hall.
Ballsy move.
And he's never been caught by a kid running around the corner?
No.
How old are the kid? Would they know what he's doing if they round it?
Yeah, at least one of them would.
What the hell's the matter with this guy? Is he some
don't
kind
know.
of sick exhibitionist or something?
He's horny. I mean, you know, growing up in the commune like I did, where there's people everywhere, you found a bathroom. That's pretty much your only place. If you share a room with your brother and your cousin and things like that, you don't have a lot of places to go.
Well, I've told you before about the gal who used to work here. She used to tell me stories about her younger brother. So she was probably only 20 or something like that. She still lived with her folks. A lot of folks in radio still have to live with their parents. So she's only about 20, and she had like a 15-year-old brother. And they had one family computer. This is 20-some years ago. And her younger brother would constantly drop his pants and underwears and go at it in front of the family computer. And when people would, whether it be her or the folks, when they'd walk in on him, he was defiant about it. Like they were stepping on his personal space, and it was
Like it was their fault that they caught him. Yeah.
Well, it was just I don't know about fault, but it was he reacted with defiance and anger as if, hey, get out of here.
Trying to whack it over here.
And I remember saying to her, hey, it's not my business, but you might want to have this kid talk to somebody. That's really not a normal reaction.
No, not at all. I liked on this list, there was the kid that got caught watching Girls Gone Wild by his dad, who took the DVD and said he was going to break it, and he was sure his dad actually has whacked off to it many, many times.
Definitely.
I wouldn't want to masturbate to the same thing my dad is.
I'm confiscating this from you, and I'm going to break it because you shouldn't have this. It's going to my personal collection.
Well, here's a young lady. When she was in college, had a couple of roommates. She had a long-distance relationship going with her boyfriend, and she was having FaceTime sex. Anybody tried it?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think
Like
of
pandemic?
Yeah,
During the
no,
pandemic?
just I had my booth and went to Ireland for 2 weeks, so had to make something happen.
Okay,
it's pretty
Ashley,
cool.
before you get into the conversation, I hope you know that for the rest of this morning, you're not allowed to say boo thin. It's
Okay, deal.
once a show.
Deal.
Once a show. I can only stomach that once a show. He was in Ireland, and go ahead.
Yeah, and so used like the little FaceTime thing. It was cool, I guess.
The camera's pointed at you. You're wailing upon yourself. And he's got a camera pointed on him, and he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah.
I was always afraid to do it because I don't even like to like regularly FaceTime people. It just makes me uncomfortable. But I was like, I'll give it a try. Turns out, it's pretty cool.
This gal.
That's the one and only, or you've decided to make that a regular?
We've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I know you
I don't
couldn't.
think I could.
I know you could. I'm in.
I know Wapple couldn't because I've asked him if he wanted to, and he said no.
You said you wouldn't tell.
I'll do it with a wrong number.
Whoop, sorry.
You really could?
What are you up to?
It is a little odd, like afterwards.
Hey, wrong number, but you know what? You got a few minutes? What are you doing?
That's a good point, Ashley.
What's that?
Yeah, what do you say afterwards? Well, I'll talk to you later.
Good game. So, how was your day?
You don't have to say anything afterwards.
You say, hey, I'm going to go make a sandwich. I'll see you later.
You just hang up?
Yeah.
It's like that South Park episode, dude masturbating, when they're going through the...
was it Snapchat?
Chat roulette.
Yeah.
Chat roulette. Yeah.
Chat roulette.
I mean, do you remember saying anything afterwards, Ashley? First time you had FaceTime sex, did you say, hey, it's not my business, but you might want to get a rag or a towel up?
We just continued the conversation.
Dude
it's
just
all right.
cleaned himself up, you cleaned yourself up, and then it was like, so, what are you going to have for dinner?
Yeah, usually get off FaceTime, though, and go back to, a normal conversation on the phone.
Sure.
So you don't have to see each other's faces.
I wouldn't worry too much about the post conversation. I mean, just whatever. I'm not trying to be cute with this, but whatever comes up.
I'll tell you what, that's all I'm thinking about now. I've forgotten about the uncomfortableness with the rest of it, but... So do you got to time it out like you would normal sex? Where you try and make sure the other person's satisfied before you are?
Oh, you try to both go at the same time,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So how do you do that virtually? Same cues you might pick up when you're together?
Yeah,
Or do you
being
give a
woman-
countdown you can just add to the screen?
Being a woman, it's kind of you get yourself to the edge, and then you just wait for them, because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't know, men are more or not as difficult. So.
Yeah, good news for my wife. She wouldn't have to wait long. That's for sure.
You get the phone bill here. We had a 9-second FaceTime conversation. You could do it, Cubby.
I don't think so.
Well, here's
maybe, let's say my wife was gone for a long time, maybe I could.
Or forever. You find a new girlfriend. I know what you're saying, Smashley.
Yeah.
Didn't you ever have phone sex, Josh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was where where are you at? Well, I'm getting there. All right, well, I'm ready.
That's pretty cool.
Talk like Ashley was saying, to try to time it out. How much more time do you need? I don't know. Minute or so.
I bet if I was late teens, early 20s, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, you would.
Be more adventurous.
Yeah, we didn't have anything like that back in the day.
You put a filter on your face during or something.
Oh, hey, all of a
Those
sudden.
Snapchat filters where you have a clown mask on your face.
You're crying. The crying filter.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.